Lakers now. Lakers did it again last night. They played the Thunder. Another overtime win, another marathon night for LeBron. This guy is unreal. He played 40 minutes or more in 3 straight games. It's really something at this level and at this age. Our guy Chris Broussard is back with us now. Broussard, is there any cause for concern fatigue-wise after LeBron's 3rd straight overtime game here?
Yeah, Jenna, this is tough because you're right. If you just go with conventional wisdom, I mean, we just talked yesterday about Steph Curry not playing more than 34 minutes a game, and he's more than 3 years younger than LeBron. And Steph shouldn't be playing more than 34, but LeBron is just superhuman almost. He's a freak of nature, and he's got an incredible work ethic when it comes to taking care of his body. So he's already proven it. 18th season, we've never seen anybody play at this level this late in his career. And he's also been an Iron Man throughout his career. You know, he hasn't been banged up and had a lot of injuries and things like that. So with him, I'm tempted to say, you know what? He knows what he's doing. He knows it's about, you know, the playoffs and winning championships. So I'm going to trust him. Also, look at the way he's playing. And I love the way he's playing. It's not kind of like the past. Like, he's not as ball dominant. He's off the ball a little more. He's shooting the three-pointer a lot more, a career-high attempts in threes. Everything isn't running through LeBron like it has virtually every other season in his career. So I think that takes a little bit of the stress of playing these huge minutes off of him. He's smart enough to know I can pace myself. I know when to, you know, go all out, when to pace. So I'm going to trust LeBron because, you know, he's smart enough to know, keep the main thing, as Pat Riley would say. So I'm going to trust LeBron James on this.
The shorter version of that is this. He's the most durable, reliable athlete ever. So, no, you shouldn't be worried. For any other player ever, this would be concerning. But he's not any other player ever. He is 4th in the NBA in minutes, 3 minutes shy of being 2nd. All the people above him are 26 or 20 years old. In year 15, he played all 82 games. Last year, he had the shortest offseason of anyone, he in the Heat. And this year, Anthony Davis, his running mate, is dealing with nicks and cuts and bruises and Achilles tendonitis. And LeBron James says, okay, I'll just play every single game. And by the way, unlike some of the criticism of him at the end of his time in Cleveland, I'll also be the most important component of the league's #1 defense. We've never seen any athlete like him. There is no comp. There is no, historically speaking, historically speaking, none of this should be possible. Historically speaking, he should be on the minutes restriction Steph is on. Historically speaking, he shouldn't be anywhere in the vicinity of an MVP conversation at 50+ thousand minutes in year 18. But luckily, history has never seen LeBron James before LeBron James. So that's the answer. There would be branding concern for everyone else to ever live. There's not concern for him.
Nick, I wanted to celebrate LeBron. Year 18, 26 games, playing 26 games out of 26 games, 71 days off. Like, this year 18, the dude is doing it at this level. It's almost like it's a legacy play for him. That's what it felt like. You know what? Year 18, I'm going to have one of my most efficient years ever, and I'm also going to do it every single night, which is counterculture to the NBA, what the other guys, the other superstars are doing. But last night highlighted something for me, that it's not about legacy, it's about that he has to play every night. He has to play damn near every minute for this team to get to the next phase, to the next level, and that's ring #5. AD didn't play last night, haven't played in a couple games, and he's having a career low. Like, he's having a terrible year. So LeBron James, when you watch him, he is locked in. LeBron James wants ring #5. He wants ring #6. Hell, he might be able to get 7, but it has to go through him. Because one of the things we talked about when they won it was AD, the emergence of AD, going to the next level, elevating to potentially being able to carry the torch. And that's not happening. LeBron has to play every single minute, every single game. That's what it feels like.
which is why it's remarkable that he can. And Wilds, we should mark this week, not only because it's the week of my emotional and financial ruin, but because it's the week that at the end of the season, we are going to look back on and say, wait, why are the Lakers the 1 seed by a game over the Clippers or by 2 games over Utah? And it's going to be the 3 straight overtime wins when LeBron didn't rest, when he played 40-plus minutes, when AD missed a couple of them. And the 1 seed, as it did last year, will matter. Because the 1 seed allows you to avoid a team like, say, Dallas in the first round that can throw a bit of a scare into. It allows you to avoid a team like, say, Denver in the second round that can beat you. And by the time the playoffs roll around, I expect there to be fans in all the stadiums. And the 1 seed allows you to have home court throughout. So remember this week when the Lakers very easily could be on a 3-game skid. They're not because of him when they end up having the 1 seed when the playoffs start in April.
That's right. He's played back-to-back-to-back 40-plus minutes. Giannis hasn't played one 40-minute game. Steph hasn't played one 40-minute game. The thing that fascinates me the most, Nick, is how good of a three-point shooter he's been and how many he's taken. This feels like, and I know we're trying to do a lot of Tom Brady, LeBron comparisons in the media, but this does feel like a strategic decision, and Broussard, I'll throw it to you, where he's like, you know what? I can play literally as long as I want. I saw super athletic players turn into three-point shooters. We saw it with Larry Johnson. We saw it with T-Mac became a great three-point shooter. We see that J.J. Redick is going to leave the league at no point if he can still hit a shot. We know that every once in a while, Ray Allen will get on Instagram and make some shots. Like, come on, let's get Ray Allen back in here. Just put him out there in the Klay Thompson role, one dribble and shoot. So Broussard, to me, I don't see any end to this story if he continues to knock down threes like this. Do you see a natural end to this?
No, I think you make a great point. And I do think this is very Tom Brady-esque. I mean, it's definitely a basketball equivalent of that. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, they used to go in the post and have the turnaround J as they got older and lost some athleticism. In today's NBA, the equivalent of that would be shooting the 3. And so, yeah, like I said, LeBron, I think, is exuding less energy in the way he's playing. He's being a lot more efficient. So I love what he's doing. And don't forget, he's also chasing Kareem's scoring title.
Oh,
all right,
get that.
we got to take a
sacrifice, and obviously it's him.
All right, let's move on. How about this? Giannis put up 47 and 11 for the Bucks. Still lost to the Suns despite that line. That's 4 dubs in a row for Phoenix. But Broussard, was last night more about the Bucks' loss or the Suns' win?
We know what the Bucks are. Giannis is going to fill up the stat sheet. He's a great all-around player, but they don't have a go-to superstar. I'm surprised that he missed that shot at the end of the game. I'm glad they gave him the opportunity, but that's just not where he's at this point in his career yet. It was more about Phoenix. They've won 7 of 8. They've won 4 straight. And what you see is that Devin Booker and Chris Paul are getting comfortable playing with one another. Both of them have been great over the last month after, I wouldn't say a slow start, but just feeling each other out. When you have two dominant guards come together and play, it can take you a little while to get acclimated, and now they seem to be there. So, look, nobody's mistaking them for a championship contender. But the question is, can they be at the top of that second group with Utah, Denver, behind the two LA squads? And they're playing right now like they can, so good for the Phoenix Suns.
The weird part about the Bucks is that they're the opposite